Hello, everybody, and welcome to TOFFEE EUROCAST, a late nighter. We're going live straight after this England game. Paul, how are you feeling about this? Tell us the result.
Well, it was a great start, to be fair. Bellingham cracking header off a Saka move and cross in. But it ended there, so we ended up winning 1-0.
Yeah, I know it was a bit of a weird game. Now what we are doing on this TOFFEE EUROCAST for a bit of fun, and we want you to start joining in. A few are, but we'd like more to join in. On Twitter, come over and join in, start playing along, because all we do is just predict the scores. It's not hard. You went for what score, Paul?
I went 2-0, so I thought I was on to a winner, to be honest. I knew 6-0 wasn't going to come in after the first half.
You did go for 2-0, and I went for. But by the way, we are going to start with the England reaction now. Then we're going to talk about the Slovenia-Denmark game, which I had my prediction on. And then we're going to talk about the Poland versus Netherlands, which Paul had his prediction on. So we're going to give just a brief talk about this England game. Then we're going to talk about the Denmark game. And then we're going to talk about the Poland game. That's today's Euro 2024 football. So get involved. I can see 62 people keep coming on Twitter. Stay on. Come on. Come over and just drop your comments. That's all we want. Chris is here. Emma's here. Get involved. Just a bit of talk on the game. And I'm sure plenty of people have got loads of stuff to say about this England game. I mean, you just briefly said, Paul, that we started really well, but was you happy with that?
The start was good. We came out of the blocks. You could see that they'd been itching to get on the pitch and play. We moved it around quickly. Bellingham got on the ball fantastically well early doors. Serbia's plan seemed to be just to kick Bellingham as much as they possibly could, take turns, so no one gets booked. I mean, it took 4 people to foul him, and then the 5th one ended up getting a booking, I think. So that was their plan. They didn't come forward much, Serbia, until second half, to be honest. And we looked very comfortable. Our problem, as often is in English football, and it happens with Premier League sides as well, I know Everton are guilty of it plenty of times, is that you go a goal ahead, you don't want to lose that. You think you can soak up the pressure and hit them on the break. So that's what we tried to do. We soaked up the pressure, but we didn't hit them on the break. And so we let Serbia get back into the game, particularly the second half, where we looked a little bit weaker going forward.
Yeah, this is where we could clash, because me and Paul, we are Everton fans. We always do an Everton reaction on Everton. We don't normally do a reaction on England. So this is the first time that me and Paul have done a reaction on England. And this is where we could clash, because we could have complete different football views on England.
God.
And
there you go.
I feel that you're quite positive, and I do see some positive things, but I think there's a lot of bad things today as well. I do think there's a lot of bad things. I think Trent Alexander-Arnold is shite. And I don't care who comes at me now. He's shite, right? Trent has got a good long ball every now and again. So he'll do this wonder ball. I've got a good long ball, by the way, but I don't play for England or the Premier League. He's got a good long ball. So when he does that good long ball, Alan Shearer on the commentary is like, oh my God, that pass, talks about it for half an hour, this good long ball. But then when he goes and loses it and Mitrovic nearly scores and nearly costs England a goal, that doesn't get spoke about. The pass, this amazing pass that Trent's done, gets spoken about more than the freaking him losing the ball and nearly costing England. Right, I'm going to calm down a little bit here, but all I'm saying is Rooney said it as well. Trent could cost England. He's not a centre midfielder. He's not a centre midfielder. He can do some nice fancy balls, but I feel in the centre of midfield, you need someone that's going to control games when you fall to pieces like England did. And England started well. They did. But it's all right going and playing nice football for the start, but you've got to get something for that. It was kind of an Everton, wasn't it, Paul, where one goal isn't enough. I think when you was spanking them like that and you're on top, you've got to come out with 3 or 4 goals. It's basically, this might be a bad example. Tyson Fury in that fight was on top of Usyk, smashing it, could have done him, got a little bit cocky, thought he'd won the fight because he was on top of the fight the first couple of rounds. And then all of a sudden, just because he didn't finish the fight or didn't get enough points, it bit him in the arse. And like I say, I don't know, England just wasn't right there for me. Perfect example is Germany. When we watched Germany, Paul, when they went a goal ahead, they went 2-3 and got the job done. They are killers. Germany are killers. They love it. They love going ahead. England they leave games for teams to be in it. And we can be positive about this. They won. That's the main thing. But I do believe I'm thinking further in the competition, and I'm thinking if you're struggling that much to hold a 1-0 against these, you wait until you come up against France and Mbappe. You're going to get spanked towards the end of the game if you're against France there or Germany. So that I might be being a bit negative, but I've seen a lot of bad signs that when we go further in the competition, they are going to struggle because they struggle to hold that 1-0. Thoughts? Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. The West Egg agrees here.
No, I'm with you. To be fair, I thought we looked good coming out of the blocks, but there was just a level of arrogance from some players. Alexander-Arnold. I'm not going to say Trent. Alexander-Arnold. He does sort of swan about. He sees himself as a Rolls Royce kind of player. He's a great player. He is a great player. But like you said, I don't see him as a defensive midfielder. I do see him as someone who can pick out a few passes, change the play and everything else. That's true. You know, Jordan saved us at the end, literally. But the thing is, Alexander-Arnold, because there's a not a shortage, but there's a shortage of experienced players in defensive midfield positions, and so Southgate obviously wants Alexander-Arnold in the squad, in the team, but he doesn't want him right back because he's not strong enough defensively. So that's why Walker's there, but he doesn't want him right forward because he's not a forward. So in the system that we have, where do you put him? And the only other place is sort of defensive midfield alongside Rice. So he can get the ball and he can stretch the opposition by doing a great diagonal ball, and he can get some crosses in. That's great. But I don't see him as a defensive midfielder by any means, because I think he likes to sort of turn around, walk around and spray passes. And Serbia were onto him. There was just a level of arrogance there. He got caught about 2 or 3 times, middle of the pitch, and it gave Serbia a chance to attack. And if Rice wasn't as good as Rice is and pulling people out of the shite, then we could have been caught. There was a level of arrogance a couple of times from Saka. And, I mean, Bellingham was amazing. Do you know what I mean? Not a bad word to say about him, but it was a couple of times that he sort of took longer than he should have. And Serbia were up for it second half, and it nearly bit us on the arse. It did. So hopefully that's us easing into the tournament, and these wrinkles get ironed out. Because us and Italy have been very much like that. So have the Netherlands as well. First game, not ideal. And but Spain and Germany have come flying out, smashing in the goals and finishing teams off in the first half. So time will tell about which way has been the best way.
I just like that. No, I agree with you completely. I had to have a little giggle at that comment. We'll do chuck your comments on, and
well, have you been walking out?
I've been around the whole living room trying to get the right lighting and still didn't manage it. I put myself behind the grey curtains now to get the right lighting. Emma's probably thinking, what the hell's he doing? I like one of those round things. But no, I was listening to exactly what you're saying, and I think you're right. And Bellingham, he is good. He is very, very good, and he completely controlled the start of that game. And you think, wow, the turns, he's got the ability and stuff like that. But he just seemed like too cocky. I think too cocky. I'm not saying too cocky from Bellingham, but the goal celebration just kind of said too cocky to me. It's all show off and show vote. When I just went to get the goal of Bellingham on, it's Arnold and Trent. I'm not being funny. You 1-0 up. You still got a game to. I like goal celebrations being thingy, but I just thought people will probably say, oh, they can celebrate how they want. But I just think I want to see passion. Like, yes, let's get back in. Let's score another goal. Let's make it 2-3. Let's make a statement in this tournament that we can actually score. My goal prediction was 6-0. Let's make a prediction that we mean the business this tournament. And there was no statement that game. If anything, Paul, I think they made a statement that England are not as favourites as people think they are. Because if you watch the end of that game, how much England was struggling, they made themselves look weak. They have. Trippier pulled up a little bit injured. We don't even know if Shaw's on the bench to come on. When Arnold wasn't playing that well in the middle, who did we have to bring on? Wasn't really that many. There's no one that can come in with experience and control the park. And I think to leave Jude Bellingham all the responsibility to be the person that dictates in the middle, it's not. I think we need Bellingham, Rice, and someone else good. Like you said in your talk, Paul, I think you bang on. Rice got Alexander-Arnold out of so much trouble.
Yeah.
And it won't get called out because a lot of people didn't see what Rice did, but Rice seeked out. Declan Rice is so good at seeing the danger. Some people wouldn't have seen that danger and would have had a goal against us. And then there would have been loads of headlines on Arnold. And then you would have realised how bad he is. But because that didn't happen, I feel he's going to get away with it.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. I mean, you can have Mainu sort of in that position because obviously he's been doing it for United. But today was his first competitive game for England. He's been in friendlies, but today was his first competitive game. And Alexander-Arnold has got a wider range when he's actually on it. You know, he could pick out quite a few good passes. I think the way Arnold plays for Liverpool, using Salah as an outlet, and there's a difference in that with Saka. Do you know what I mean? The different players and such. So yeah, have him in the side to try and switch the play and create chances in that way, get some decent crosses in. But I don't know whether his abilities that he's doing for Liverpool are going to be the be-all and end-all for England by any means. And I also think Bellingham was he was proper fired up, wasn't he? He was proper fired. He was barging chests with people. He was flying into tackles. So he's certainly well up for it. I would have liked Kane to have stayed higher up the pitch, which just would have left a bit of space for Bellingham maybe to run a little bit more with the ball if he could get away from those tackles. But it's, you know, the argument is, and I mean, I get what Chris is saying here and what you're saying as well, is that we need a big win just to show other teams we're here. We've got 3 points. They've got 3 points. You know, you get 7 points, you're going through. So, and that's going to be the same as if you win, 1-0 or you're winning 5-1 every game, like the Germans might do. But you're still going to win the group and get through into the knockout stages, and that's when you pull it out of the bag. So, in terms of us having to win 4-5, 6-0 in the first game, it absolutely makes no difference. It's when you get through into that knockout and are you in decent form? And the Italians have done it loads. Poor start, building up and up and up and up, beat the bigger sides in the knockout stages and the quarters, get through to the semis, and then anything can happen.
But I think that's my problem. I've already got England through. I know they've still got to get through, but I've got them through.
Yeah.
I've got them through already, and I'm looking further ahead. I am, and I'm seeing what England have got about them, showing the later stages. And I do feel probably Gareth Southgate's missed the trick in the friendlies, because it doesn't feel like we've got the answers if things go wrong today. Like, for example, I would like Braithwaite to have played in the friendlies because, for example, I know some people say, "Oh, you're an Everton fan, you just want to moan." No, Trippier should. Branthwaite
They've got us sus.
No, Branthwaite, but it's not even that though. I honestly forget that I support Everton here, and I can look at football and be blind to that I support Everton. And Branthwaite for us towards the end of the season played in that left back position. If you've got no left back, he did, didn't he? So he can cover that left back position.
Yeah.
He moved over to the left when he had to. He's a left-footed left centre back, and I do believe Branthwaite should be in that squad because also when England was penned in, it's because the centre backs wasn't passing the ball out good to the midfielders, and they just want possession. That's the problem. I think if your centre backs can calm it down, get it to your midfielders and relax. So that's my point. I think Branthwaite should be there. That's a tool that should be there. My second point is the Crystal Palace lad. What's his name? The young kid, Warrington, is it? Is it Warrington? Wharton, the Blackburn kid.
Wharton, the midfielder guy.
Yeah, I think
Adam Wharton. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that he needs to be used. I do because when I've just said to you, I know he's a young kid, and I know it's very dangerous, but you can't have all the pressure on Bellingham and Rice. And the Man United lad come on, I know, but I feel that he should be playing because he is very composed on the ball for a young kid. I don't know what you think, Paul. You probably think, oh, he's too young. But I think Wharton, he could be the answer to England not being able to keep possession, give him more games.
Possibly. I think Gallagher did well when he came on. So that was a decent change.
That's a good one, yeah.
You know, because Arnold wasn't as mobile then and we didn't have possession of the ball. So Gallagher came on to add a bit of grit, try and win the ball back, which he did. Won a few fouls as well. Bowen came on because Saka had run out of ideas or energy or whatever else. So Bowen came on. And actually, if it wasn't for a cracking save by their keeper, it would have been 2-0 from that Kane header, which Bowen created by showing a little bit of skill down the right-hand side and getting a decent crossing. So in terms of changes, I think he made some decent changes. I do think, and it happened a lot, and I mentioned it already, is that when Kane's not getting the ball, he will drop into that kind of number 10 position where Bellingham is. And if he keeps dropping back, it kind of closes everything up. There's less space. And there's plenty of times that we need that space, particularly when Rice had the ball and Gay had the ball and everything else you say about passing into midfield. If Kane stays further up the pitch, then there's that space to try and create one or two passes into that sort of central area where Bellingham is or Foden can get into. But we weren't stretching it enough. If anything, Kane was dropping back, so the midfield was dropping back and defence was dropping back. And we were just running out of space when we actually got the ball back, to the point where the last 10 minutes, we were getting the ball and just hoofing it forward. And then Kane was, lumbering around to try and get the ball back for us. I didn't see him actually have control of the ball once in the second half, apart from once. Every other time he got fouled. So, he kept the ball for us in ways, but,
I'll chuck something on you here, Paul.
Yeah.
Do you think, and by the way, I think Harry Kane is incredible, but I think different players suit different games, and Southgate's got to have more rotation in him in this tournament. Do you think Tony would have suited this game more than Kane? Because a couple of times when we went to, do you know what was on the counter? When you go on the counter and it's played into Harry Kane, I feel like Tony would run better with the ball than what Kane would run with the ball on those counters that we was doing. It's a combination. Just because I think Harry Kane is amazing, but it doesn't mean you should think that you can't play Tony. Because I honestly do believe some of those times when we played the ball into Kane, Kane's all Kane's going to do is try and slow it down and let them go past him. I think Tony might have been it'll be a good option in the tournament. I don't know.
I think if you wanted someone mobile, then Watkins would probably be a man to try and get him behind. Tony's kind of a lesser mobile player, but maybe a better finisher than Watkins. So if we were then dropping back and hitting on the break, Watkins would probably run in channels and try and...
Another good one, yeah. Didn't even think of Watkins. Yeah, he would be a good one.
but he might not hold the ball up as well as Kane and get us up the pitch. So that's the only thing. I mean, Kane will bring the team up the pitch by winning fouls. Well, certainly that's what he did tonight, and he will often take the one or two chances that he got. It was just a cracking save off the keeper tonight, and the one chance that he got.
I'm just trying to put my tactical brain on here, and I'm just trying to think to myself, when a team like them are penning you in and pressing you as much as they are, I think Harry Kane, their centre backs are happy to mark Harry Kane. I think we've got to just chuck fast ones on at the end of the game. This is all just put, probably like you say, Watkins on. Because if they're attacking you and their centre backs are on the halfway line, and you've got Watkins that's going to just one ball over the top, or Saka's still on one ball over the top, I think that's the way you can counter that. It's looking at different tactics, and when they've all pushed up and they're exposed, us as Everton, we know that when we're pushed up, we know we can be done on the counter attack. And they had some big centre backs, and I just felt our tactics could be better. I just feel it could be better if you chuck your fast players on when they've gone for us at the end like that. We can catch them out on the counter, get a goal nice and early. It's not stressful. We're 2-0 up, and you'll probably go and get a couple of goals right at the very end, like someone said in the prediction. He said 1-0 to 89th minute, and then we'd score 2 goals.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, apart from that sort of first half hour where Saka had their guy on toast, it absolutely had him falling over all over the place. Foden, not as much success, but those two are really, really important.
It was poor Wanty Foden in this game.
Well, they're important for Kane because the best chances that England create are always the ones where we get to the line. I mean, I'm not going to go all new order and world in motion here, but you get to the line and you pull it back. And that's where Kane and Bellingham and anyone else has a cracking chance. But we only did that really probably twice. The goal that, Saka managed to get past and then get a cross in. And then the other one where Bowen did it in the second half. Apart from that, we were successful. Saka was successful getting past the fullback, but maybe not finding people in the area. And that's the difference. They're vital. They're vital because Kane isn't gonna. You can't play the ball over for Kane. He's not gonna be fast enough to run onto it. But you get the ball wide and get the ball to the line, cross it back. That's where Kane's sort of daily bread is. He'll knock those in, but he'll be waiting in the area to do it. You have got to get round the back. It's been said, Chris. It's been said.
You've got to get round the back. That's what you've got to do. It's early days, and I just think that England wasn't as impressive. Maybe I'm just frustrated because my 6-0 prediction didn't beat you, Paul, and you went for 2 and you was closer.
Well, on that, should we? I was going to say, on that note, shall we mention the second game that happened today?
Yeah, let's move on from England. So we're kind of rounding England off. They're just a frustrating team. But yeah, that's kind of everything on England. If you've got anything to say on England, we'll keep chucking it on the screen. But we're going to move on from England. One thing I do want to say to finish with England is that save from Jordan Pickford at the end was fantastic. If he let that in, everyone would jump on him. Cracking save.
Yeah.
Probably won't get the praise that he deserves for it. But
no,
you've got to realise. I know some people will say it's a standard save, Paul, but it was out of the blue, wasn't it? I didn't expect that player to have a shot at that moment in time.
No, because his angle and everything was weird. So he did have to stretch. And I know there's I don't know whether you've seen it as well. Dietmar Hamann has been interviewed, and there's a tweet going round and stuff, little video of him saying that England are not going to win a trophy with Pickford being in goal. That's the general gist, anyway. So there was quite a few people reposting that and saying, "What are you talking about?" And there was evidence tonight that actually that's why he's in goal. And he handed the last Euros on a plate to us. We just couldn't finish a bloody penalty off.
No, he's done more. He's more than played his part. for England to win the tournament. Saka couldn't finish penalty. That's not his fault. Pickford saved the penalty. Saka couldn't finish it. And he did everything in the tournament to get England to the final against Italy in the penalty shootout. And then Saka, and was it Sancho, couldn't score penalties. I mean, all that pressure on Pickford. I couldn't even bear to think of that pressure. Before this England game, I went to the shop and I walked to the shop and I seen everyone in the streets with England kits, the blue England kits and stuff like that. 50% of people are watching this in England, and that's a lot of weight. It's got to be scary to play with that pressure. And Pickford had that pressure in the penalty shootout against Italy and thrived on it and saved a penalty and put England in the situation where Pickford saves it. All England need to do is score and you beat Italy and you win a trophy. Pickford put England in that situation, but it won't get talked about because it's Pickford. But yeah, Pickford's more than done enough to win a trophy. And I'm pretty sure he'll more than do enough again this tournament to give England a good chance of winning a trophy, as he did with that save at the end. So that is our conversation on England.
What made you go for 1-1 then, Dan? Slovenia, Denmark. So you got your 2 points for your prediction. What made you go 1-1?
Well, to be fair, Paul, I'm not going to lie. We started this competition of prediction of the result and the score, and I am taking it very seriously. I do want to smash it. I'm not going to lie. I do want to smash it.
Very seriously.
A lot of people sometimes when I tweet stuff think I chat shit. Well, I said that game would be 1-1. I said it would be a draw and it'd be 1-1, and it was a draw and it was 1-1. On my other prediction yesterday, I was 1 goal. It was 2-1. It could have been 3-1. I know my football. I did look. Do you know when we did our prediction who's going to win the tournament? I will put my hands up and say I did not look at Slovenia like a good team. I'd done no research on them, and I'd just seen them as a shite team. So before I went, when I got given this game, Slovenia versus Denmark, I researched them. And after researching them, I thought, you know what? This is not a crap team. They beat Portugal 2-0. And the results, they haven't lost in a couple of games. They haven't lost in the last 4 or 5 games. I didn't know their players, which I find bad. I feel stupid not knowing their players. I didn't know the Slovenia players. So when I got to watch Slovenia versus Denmark, I was interested. On what you said, why did I do the 1-1 prediction? Because Slovenia reminded me a bit like Everton. You look at the results and they just didn't get beat. In the last 5 games, there was very resilient. And I thought, Denmark, they've got good defenders, but they're not going to attack these and smash them up.
No.
So I've come to the conclusion that it's going to be a draw.
Yeah, well, they also they beat Portugal as well, end of March. So that's no.
Yeah, that's the one I meant. Sorry,
so you know, I just to give everyone an insight out to how serious Dan is taking this. Let me just show you the picture or the GIF that he sent me earlier.
Yes, I was very happy to get the result, and Emma said the same thing. She said 1-1 as well, so well done to you for saying 1-1. Chris Peacock did say 2-2, so we went draw as well. So a lot of us did get the result.
You did.
Yeah.
Very good. I was looking for gifts myself. Well, I was looking for gifts myself in the last 20 minutes of today's game, England's game. Thought I might come straight back at you. But,
well, you did give it large after that gift, saying you was going to give it back to me. But no, I'm very happy. I don't know what the scores are, but I know I'm ahead of you now because I got the correct score and the correct result.
You are a point ahead.
I'm a good pundit. And I'm definitely better than Alan Shearer because he doesn't know what he's on about, saying that Arnold is good just for making a pass. Alan Shearer did my head in today, honestly.
He's proper wound you up, isn't he?
Definitely. Well, just definitely. He must be dating Alexander Arnold's mum or something like that because people will say it's because I do hate Liverpool and I don't like Trent anyway. But it's not even because of that. Oh, he made two massive mistakes where they could have scored in central midfield.
We were
Two massive
fortunate.
mistakes. Yeah, two
People
massive
stepped
mistakes where they could have scored.
Yeah, people stepped
So
in.
we're on Slovenia, Denmark. Well, you said to me, Paul, you did say on this one that it was my game, so it's not yours. So it doesn't matter what
Yeah,
you say. But you did say you would have got it wrong.
I would. I did say 2-1 actually. I did say 2-1 Denmark. The best thing about that Slovenia Denmark game, it was actually almost 3 years to the day since Ericsson had his heart attack, or whatever you want to call it, in the last Euros. To then 3 years later come back into the next Euro competition and score Denmark's first goal as well. I thought was a nice sort of
goal.
Nice little story within the competition as well. That's been good to see.
There was one. I mean, we're moving on from this now. We're going to your game. It was a quick show tonight. We'll try to be anyway. But there was one player there, striker Paul, the one that I tweeted about.
Oh yeah,
he's something else. I didn't even know who he was, and I looked at him and I looked at his movement, because I do look at players' movements, and even though he didn't score, he was making the movements to score, and I could see this player's got something. This player has. And then when I looked him up, apparently Chelsea were after him, someone else were after him, and he is an incredible player. And he's only 21, I think, when I looked him up.
Sesko, age 21, market value of nearly £50 million, playing for RB Leipzig.
Can we get Sesko? Like, seriously, because he would sort out a lot of problems for us,
Well, I think one of the reasons that his value is, 48.9 million, says here, is that his contract doesn't expire until the end of 28-29 season. So that's why there's a lot of money on it. But he's scoring every week. I'm just scrolling. It's goal after goal after goal for this lad. So I know Leipzig are a decent side in the German league, but he was banging them in. So
he's made me really like watching them now. That's why I like the Euros, because sometimes you see a player you don't know about, and I actually want to watch him again now, because he hit the post, didn't he? And he smashed the post.
That was a belting shot. That was. Yeah.
That was a crack. And there was a shot before that he had as well. I do like him. I like him. I'd love a player like him. Maybe because Calvert-Lewin hasn't signed the contract. Can we not get a player like him, Paul?
Well, maybe. I want that massive old bearded guy from Hungary, Adam.
No. You need to forget about him and move on to Sesko. You do, I tell you. It's all about Benjamin Sesko. It's all about Benjamin Sesko. If you can sell Calvert-Lewin for 20 million and get Benjamin Sesko for 50.
Adam looks like many of our fans, so we take him to our hearts.
We'd love him. I'm down for comedy. I'm down for seriousness and gold.
It'd be serious.
The way that Sesko took down the ball, he touches, he runs past players, he's big, he's strong, he's young, he's 21. Benjamin Sesko, sign for Everton, please. There wasn't just Benjamin Sesko, by the way. They had a centre-back that reminded me of Tarkowski in that team as well. The centre-back was solid. I can't remember. The centre-back was called, let's have a look. I'm going to give him a shout-out. Bijol. Bijol, his name is, or something like that. Bijol. He was solid. He was really good at reading the game. And just to cut it short on this, I really enjoyed watching Slovenia. Not just because they made my prediction come in, just because they have players that are just really good that I didn't even know about.
Plays for Udinese. So
how old is he?
He's only 25. Only 10 million.
But you know what? I'd have him, I would have, people watching the Euros, that's the whole point for us, to have a bit of fun watching the Euros. Watch Slovenia next time and watch this Bijol in frigging defence, Jaka Bijol or whatever his name is. He was fantastic this game. Now, it could be a one-off. I could be getting excited about him for no reason. But if Godfrey is leaving, And Paul says this guy's 25 years old and 10
25
million,
years old.
9.9 million market
9.9
value.
million.
Just watch him. He was really good. He was. And a
Wants
lot
to
of
watch.
the amount of clearance he did under pressure, Paul, like the clearances, slide tackles, and just knocking it past the goal. Really good at heading the ball, strong. Really good centre back. I don't see many good centre backs about, but he was very good. Impressed.
True.
I liked it.
I did get close with my prediction for my one, but Poland bowled that up in 16 minutes. So I'd gone 2-0 Netherlands. What I was thinking of going for a clean sheet, I've no idea. Ridiculous. But I think it said Poland are kind of your awkward team, just, some decent players without any superstars, and Netherlands have got some quick players and are quite staunch at the back. So straight away Poland scored header. So, it shows what I know. But they did come back, and Weghorst got the win, so I got the result, if not the score.
I'd actually gone out. Like, I watched the game till like 60th, 70th minute, and I went out, and it was your message that made me realise that you was right on your result, because you was like, I got the result in. I knew that's all you had to get in was the result, because, like you said, you ballsed it up straight away. It's not the first time you've done it.
Exactly.
You've done the other one as well. You're a clean sheet man, and then all of a sudden your clean sheet's gone straight away.
I know, yeah.
One thing, don't be too disheartened though, because you are close.
Only one behind.
What score did you say? What score?
I said 2-0. I said 2-0 Netherlands.
Yeah,
so I actually thought Van Dijk and Ake might have done a better job, but the way Holland were, the way Netherlands were lined up for that corner for the Polish goal is like all the Polish players were in sort of zonal, but only in the front half of the goal and the area, and all the Polish players were stood behind them, and all they just waited for the ball to come in, and they just ran right onto the Netherlands players, and it just seemed like an easy header. So I don't know what the Dutch are doing. It might well be the defence that lets them down in the end.
I put that Van Dijk video on TOFFEE Bluecast Twitter of him defending against that striker.
I did see that.
I did put it up as a GIF, because you can put GIFs up and not get done for anything. And I put it up as a GIF, and Van Dijk's gone shocking. It's quite funny actually, because I've watched that Sabitzer. Is it Sabitzer? Sabitzer, isn't it?
Yeah.
That they've got centre midfield. Sabitzer was awful. Roberts for Scotland was awful. Van Dijk letting Poland score that header like he did, awful. And then we've gone and seen Trent Alexander-Arnold today be awful as well.
Yeah,
so Sabitzer's players be not that good.
I think Sabitzer's Austrian. You've got Reinders and you've got
Sobisai or whatever his name is. Sobisai.
Yeah, shooting as well. Oh, you think you're getting your Hungarians mixed up with your Dutch.
I'm on about the Sobisai guy. He was shocking at the start of the tournament.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no, they were moaning about him on commentary all the time. They thought he was going to be a world beater.
These names are doing me already on this tournament. This Euro is proper testing me. All these names. Eliana was like, when we was just watching this England game, she was, how'd you say some of these names to Eliana, like the team against England? You just can't, can you? She did like Pickford watching him.
Oh, they'll get the favourites. And you know what I like as well is that we come across names that we didn't know before, and then they pop up in a tournament, and you get their name out there. Musiala will be one for Germany. That's he's going to be one of the ones to watch, I think.
Did Deepe's headband do you ready?
Oh God, what was he playing basketball?
I know he's got something on the back of it saying like haters will hate, something like that. Fucking attention seeker on the back of it. Attention seeker. When you've got dreads, I don't understand why you need a sweatband. You're not going to sweat that much. when you've got brakes, sorry, you're not going to sweat that much. Does you really need a sweatband?
And I know it's a. I don't
Do you
get
know
it
when I played
myself.
football? I couldn't play with a hat. Like, I couldn't play with a hat.
Yeah.
I couldn't play with gloves. Gloves I tried once and I had to take them off because I can't get into the game. I feel like when you've got clothing on, it makes you feel like you can't get into it. You have to be everything off, go not all your clothes off, but just normal. Like I couldn't wear a hat, I couldn't wear gloves, and I couldn't wear the the black thermals that you wear underneath as well. I had to take that off at half time.
You know,
black thermals
we must be opposites because I'm all layers, me.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm all layers.
Your gloves and your hat on.
Have my gloves, my hat. You know, it's June. You know,
Oh my
no matter
god!
second skin.
I'm telling you, if I'm left wing and you're left back and you've got gloves and a bloody hat and a scarf and you're running past me, I'd kick you up the arse when you run past me. I'd give you a big boot up the arse. Hats and gloves and thermals, no way.
Yeah, but it's all right when you're good. You know, it's all right when you're good. But his basketball headband is not good. That's
his basketball headband's not good. Hat and gloves isn't good either. If you're wearing hat and gloves, you're not working hard enough.
Oh, I'm sweating on the inside. Emma's like me, see? Heated body warmer on in work.
I'm like you, Paul. I had my heated body warmer on all day at work today.
They are cozy.
Yeah, I understand, but on the pitch,
cozy warm. I mean, we'll throw it in room 101, like a Euro 101. It'll end up being, I think, now.
Yeah, I was just looking at the comments there, keeping them coming. Far too many Harry Kane inside the lack of. Keep coming in. We want to see everybody's comments. Keep them coming in. But we are just talking about Deepe's headband. I really wasn't that impressed by them.
That's the level. Depay's headband. That's where we are.
Gakpo, I put it on the cover. Gakpo scored the goal. It wasn't that good. It was a deflected goal, typical Copite goal. That was deflected goal, bit of a lucky goal, wasn't
it? Well, just I think they're also Rands. I just think they're half decent. The Dutch are a bit naive, maybe. I just can't see either of them going very far. I mean, Q was playing them round last 16 or something, and they'll show me up. But I just can't see them going very far when they play some of the other decent sides, to be fair. How are you doing, mate? You okay? Good to see you.
Well, good to see you, mate. Nice to see you. We are roughly going to finish now because we are on 11 o'clock. I'm going to put this to you on the spot, Paul, because this TOFFEE EUROCAST that we're getting everybody involved with. Keep getting involved in the comments because we want this to be a good crack, and it's got to build up, and it's slowly building up. So every time there is a Euros or a World Cup, we can have a good little thing going on here. So get behind it, please, because you'll enjoy it. We are doing shorts, me and Paul, a competition to see who can get the most results and correct scores. So on a game, I get one and Paul gets the next one, then I get one, Paul gets the next one. On the England game, we both just do it because England's kind of where we live, so we both do the England game. I think, Paul, what do you think? I think that on one day of this Euros, we should get 3 other football fans and get them to go head-to-head on a prediction.
Yeah.
So, say a Burnley fan, a Manchester City. We'll bring you back up from the Championship. A Burnley fan, a Manchester City fan, probably one of our Fulham regular fans, or something like that. And we'll say to them, "This is your day. Predict the result. Predict the score." And what we'll do is we'll put the teams in a hat, put them in a hat, and give them a game. We'll pass it on to them. But mainly me and Paul are going head to head with you in the comments, getting involved as well.
Oh, good idea.
Tomorrow, what are the games? What are the games? What are the games tomorrow?
The games tomorrow, it's Romania, Ukraine. So Mikolenko, if he's fit, may get a game tomorrow. You'd imagine Ukraine would be stronger there. I'll throw my
that's yours.
To you. It's my turn,
That's
isn't it,
yours.
tomorrow?
Yeah,
So,
you've got Romania, Ukraine then, if that's the early one.
yeah, Romania, Ukraine. Although Romania, beating a few decent sides. So,
Don't give it
yeah,
away.
Romania. I won't. No spoilers.
No
Romania,
spoilers.
Ukraine. Romania, Ukraine. Belgium, Slovakia is yours. So, Onana.
Belgium, Slovakia.
It's a proper Everton day tomorrow. So we've got possibly
Oh,
Mikolenko,
that's good.
2:00,
Cute.
and then you've got Onana against Slovakia at 5. And then it's the French. The French get to have a go tomorrow against the Austrians.
So you've got the
So
French as well then.
it'd be interesting. Do we do anything other than a French win? Who knows?
Who have France got?
Austria. So, it could be awkward. Could be awkward.
What we'll do then tomorrow is we're keeping you up to date on these little after shows. We'll do you on the first one, me on the second one, and we'll both do the last one.
Yeah.
Do you want to do that?
I like that, yeah. Emma's going to be football all day. Fantastic. Good on you. Make sure you get your predictions in, everyone. Chris is already throwing his Ukraine one out there.
Shut it down, Peacock man. What are you doing? Don't even Chris. He's putting Belgium in now as well.
Hey, I tell you, just researching Austria. They drew with Switzerland. They beat Serbia, beat Turkey, beat Slovakia, beat Germany last year. Just saying, might be something to consider against the French tomorrow night.
I've got to make sure I want to beat you on this. To be fair, how much did me and you put on this? It was £200 for the winner, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got this in the bag on my head as well.
Might you say that?
We go. Say it while he's ahead. No, we have got no way of doing it. What we do, I am, like you said, I am taking it very, very seriously. We haven't got a bet on it, but I was jumping around the house and celebrating when it was 1-1, which I find crazy because I don't even support them. But that's what we want to do, have a bit of fun with the Euros. Right, here we go then. Let's drop the banner right this time. We will be back again, probably tomorrow night if we can. But we will definitely keep dropping the shorts on for you. Emma, Chris, all you lot said to us, will you do something over the Euros to keep us entertained? Well, that's what we're doing. That's what we're all about. We want to make sure that we're always here for you to give you a bit of
predictions on that tomorrow. Get it on the shorts tomorrow. Get your shorts on.
I've got it win again. I can't believe I got one right. 1-1. I feel like a proper professional. Like, you can't get better than that. I don't think even pundits could, like the ones on the actual shows, could predict that. Gary Lineker didn't know that. Gary Neville didn't know that. 1-1. Yeah. There you go. Just ask Dan. You want to know the score? Just ask Dan.
There you are. There's a new segment.
We're going to get a T-shirt. Just ask Dan. Right, well, thanks anyway. It is 6 minutes past 11. Thanks for coming on the show. We get football every day, 3 days. I've watched every game today. I love it. I just love football. And Everton have got a good owner on the cards, and we're going to drop a show on that soon as well. They've got a good owner on the cards. We're going to drop a show. We're not forgetting about Everton, don't worry. It's a good owner on the cards, and we've got some good guests coming on as well. So we've got that for you as well. Let's go. See you later, Paul.
See you later.
Can't be giving them the top blue song.